Welcome back. COVID-19 saw the rise of many D2C brands, especially in the clean and chemical-free beauty space, and one such brand is Plum Goodness. After the success of their skincare, hair care and makeup, Plum ventured into bath and body care range in 2020 with BodyLovin. Storyboard's Ankita Saxena caught up with Shankar Prasad, founder of Plum, and actor Ananya Pandey, who has been onboarded as the brand ambassador for Plum BodyLovin range on the sidelines of their campaign shoot. Let's take a look at this conversation.
COVID-19 has catapulted the rise of D2C beauty brands in India, with many new players entering the market. The market opportunity stands at a whopping $27 billion. And today, I'm joined by the founder of Plum and actor Ananya Pandey, who's endorsing their range of Plum BodyLovin products. Shankar, Ananya, welcome to CNBC TV 18. It's so good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Shankar, I'll begin by asking you, now, the D2C beauty brand space has really boomed in the last 2 years, given the kind of emphasis on health and clean beauty products and the kind of digital adoption that India has seen. What has been the impact of these changes on your business?
We have grown about 2 to 2.5 times year on year over the last almost 4 years now, and we expect to maintain that trend this year also. I think consumers are now very woke. They're aware of a lot of new trends. They seek newness in whatever they choose, and they seek cleanness in whatever they use. I think that's where Plum and Plum BodyLovin as a brand fits in. So we have seen a tremendous response over the last 3 to 4 years especially.
Yeah, you just mentioned how consumers are seeing that clean in beauty products. Now, over the last few years, a lot of new entries have happened. A lot of new players have entered the market that talk of veganism, that talk of clean and healthy beauty products. Also, a lot of legacy FMCG brands have jumped on the bandwagon either by way of investing in promising brands or having their own product line. How has this, changed the market dynamics for you, and how are you navigating through this competition?
Yeah, so clearly the consumer has a lot more choice than he or she had a few years ago. But I think what's important is for brands, and that includes us, to be clear as to what we stand for, number one, be unique in the market. The second is to be consistent in the market. Because consumers expect something when they see your ad or your packaging. It's to deliver their experience consistently again and again across all the categories that you span. And lastly, being at the right value. And value is not about being the cheapest or least expensive. It's about offering the right value for what they pay. I think these are some basic tenets that hasn't changed much over the years, but it's just the road to market with these features of the brand. That's what we are focused on, and I think when that happens, the consumer is able to discern and be able to make the right choice for himself or for herself.
Right. Ananya, you've just come on board for Plum BodyLovin products, and so tell us about your association with Plum and the product line that you are endorsing for Plum.
Yes, so I'm endorsing Plum BodyLovin. It's their fragrance line, and they have body mists and perfumes and candles and deodorants. And personally, I'm someone who's very big on fragrances. Like, I think that's something that I notice first about another person. I'm obsessed with candles and smelling good. Even right before the house, I have to spray perfume all over myself. So it's like the perfect fit for me to be associated, because Plum BodyLovin has the best fragrances. Like today, all day on set, I was just so excited because I got to try all of it on. And for me, of course, as a consumer as well as someone who's endorsing a brand, the fact that it's vegan, that it's 100% cruelty-free, toxin-free, it's good for you as well as it's good for the environment as well, is also extremely important. So I couldn't have thought of a better fit.
You're an actor, and you are in front of the camera all the time, and you perhaps use beauty products or makeup every day. So, how conscious are you of the products that you use? I mean, do you really go through an ingredient list, or how conscious are you of the brands that you use?
I think now more than ever, just in terms of awareness now, it's very important to go through the list, as you said, the list of ingredients. I try to make sure to ask my makeup artist as well what kind of products that she's using. And I think just as a brand ambassador or someone with a voice and responsibility, I try to associate myself with brands like Plum BodyLovin that, are doing good for the environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Shankar, now, for brands these days, existing in silos is not an option. I mean,
Right.
going forward, omni-channel strategy is the way forward for brands. Take us through your plans for expansion in terms of your retail footprint and your outlook for FY23.
Sure. So we started retail about 5 years back, and from there on, from then we have scaled to about 300 odd cities,
Right.
about 1,000 plus assisted outlets, 10,000 plus unassisted outlets. Our aim is this year we should cross between 30 and 40,000 unassisted outlets. Additionally, we are opening exclusive brand outlets or boutiques, which are right now 7 in number, but I think we'll go to double digits next month itself. We're seeing excellent traction in the retail market, and I think it's synergistic what we do in retail and what we do in online. The consumer is not only retail or only online, they go everywhere. So I think
Right.
being present everywhere is the right thing to do for the brand, and that's working very well for us.
Yeah. Also, come next month, we'll enter the festive period that brands really look out for. But given the inflationary headwinds and the kind of restrictions that it's placing on consumers, I mean, consumers are cutting down on their discretionary spends. What is your outlook? How do you see the festive season panning out for you?
Yeah. More and more as Plum, we are shifting away from being a discretionary spend to being an essential spend. As Ananya was mentioning, fragrance is no longer discretionary. I think people are looking forward to using fragrances every day, and it's part of their lives. And therefore, a lot of our portfolio, I would say almost 70 to 80% of our portfolio is now essential. That includes items like shampoos or creams or face washes or body washes or deodorants or fragrances. So those are everyday, use products. And therefore, we do not see a demand side issue. There are supply side issues for sure, but those are also getting better. And fingers crossed, I hope that continues to remain that way.
So speaking of the festive season, Ananya, what are your festive season essentials in terms of skincare or beauty care products?
So definitely, I think fragrance, we've all spoken about it, is very, very important. Gifting fragrances, receiving fragrances. And I think for me, in terms of essentials, more than like beauty and all of that stuff, it's downtime and alone time with my family and friends. I think that's the time that we all get to come together and spend a lot of time together. I also have a release, Liger, 25th August, during this festive season. Yeah.
Okay, and what is your brand mantra? Do you have a checklist before you, really pick a brand to endorse?
So I think for me, vibes are the most important. I think it has to really kind of gel perfectly, almost be an extension of my personality. And that's why I think Plum, BodyLovin is perfect, because it's a very vibrant, fun, even the names of all the products are really fun. Like there's Orchid You Not and Mimosa Tipping. And I think that's really fun, the name and the packaging, everything is very cute. So I think an extension of my personality is something that I look for. And also another thing is that as a consumer, what would I actually use? I want to only endorse or associate with products that I will actually use in my daily life, and hence again Plum is the perfect choice.
Right. Finally, Shankar, how has AI and technology helped you enhance your customer experience? A lot of cosmetic beauty brands have, been adopting technology, especially in the last 2 years. How have you adopted AI and technology to help your brand grow?
So I think it's now a given that anything that happens in the digital space has to be led by data.
Correct.
And therefore, we've been investing a lot into data science and being able to be more data driven in our decision making. That's at the back end. When you look at the consumer experience, try-ons, try and send it back, send your empties back automatically. So those are some of the initiatives that we are trying from a technology perspective that makes lives easier for the consumers. Our aim is to make the whole sort of decision making and purchase process frictionless. So people should not be spending time choosing stuff. They should be having fun choosing things. And that's where I think we should be leveraging technology a lot more for, and that's something we are working on.
Right. All right, Shankar and Ananya, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.